My name's Tom King, and I'm the founder of Toolkit.law, and I'm joined by Gigi Khan, one of the attorneys on our team. And Gigi, today we're going to talk about the user web stores. What are our user web stores, Gigi?
So user web stores are basically a summary of you as a professional. Could be a professional in any field that you're working in, right? It highlights your career, your education, gives a little summary about yourself, sets out the services you offer, and what those services are worth. Thank you for sharing your screen, Tom. Go ahead.
So when we talk about our user web stores, they're designed to look like a LinkedIn profile page. And what you can do is you can point your domain at this free one-page e-commerce ready website, and you don't have to do anything. So for the 90% of attorneys who do not like to do or know how to do website development or don't want to pay extra, we're going to talk about our user web stores. And you can access them through our settings section. And there's also great help information. So as always, we start with our suites. And of course, our user web stores are part of our marketing suite. So if you see marketing here as part of the productivity suite, then you can go to marketing. And within marketing, you will see user web stores, and that'll take you into the settings section. Okay. And this is where you do all the technical setup for it. And we'll get to that in a minute, but I want to show you what a user web store looks like. So here's National Screening Centers. Notice the web address. You pick the last part of what programmers call the slug. Not a very sexy marketing name, but you get to pick out the last part. Guess what mine is? Tom. Gigi's is Gigi. So if you get a make it logical, right? Okay, but make it short and sweet. But notice we don't brand. People won't notice this. So if she takes Tom Gigi Khan mediation.com, she can point it at her page. I could take Tom King. I could take tomkingmediation.com and I could point here to my page. So again, this is my user web store. Toolkit.law automatically builds it and maintains it. And then you connect to one of two e-commerce platforms with whom you have an account, such as PayPal or Stripe, to send and receive payments. So that on toolkit.law, you can receive payments between members, but you can also receive purchases from people outside. So here's mine. It automatically populates whichever social media you list. We give you about 30 different backgrounds to pick, and it pulls in your profile picture from LinkedIn or Google. There are the services that I list. Okay. The e-commerce is already built in, and then you can check it out. You can do a paragraph of description. I highly encourage that whatever text you type, you look at it and break it into paragraphs. Break it into paragraphs. Don't do like Gigi did and do one paragraph that's like 10 kilometers long, right? Break it into paragraphs. And then you can have your education here. And then we auto generate all these resources on the left, right? We list your address, we list your phone number, we give a QR code, right? If someone's in front of a desktop and they want to scan your contact information, all they have to do is click there and scan that, and that would scan your V card, your contact information right into their phone. They can also you can add a link for your scheduler. So I have it go to my outside scheduler so people can schedule mediations or consultations with me. So that is all part of it. So I encourage you when you're at toolkit.law, be sure to go to the help resources and you're going to find the user web stores. Now, where are you listed? Well, first of all, it's going to pick you up in the search engines. Second, you're going to start to point a domain at it, like tomkingmediations.com at that page. And then third, you get listed in our vendor marketplace. So if you go to the vendor marketplace and you want to be found, you'll be found here. And then from here, it'll take you to their user web store. Okay. And so this is an attorney I know right here. And you can go to their web store and you just do the purchases of their services right on the web store. And if you want to purchase some products, add them there, and it does the checkout. Okay. And then it takes you through the payment process on either PayPal or Stripe. Okay. So that's the vendor marketplace. So again, vendor marketplace is where we additionally show you off, but your user web store is automatically built. So when you're in Toolkit.law, you go into settings and you start to fill out all the basic information, right? So there's your account information. But then when you put in your basic information, it's going to grab all this information and build your store for you. You don't have to do any coding, any creative. Okay. You pick your country, you pick your state, your province, the time zone you're in, your date of birth. Let's go to contact information. This will all be populated. Like when you look here for National Screening Center and you see all the different types of substance abuse testing that they provide. Okay. Maybe you've got someone that's got a lot of drugs in them. So you need to do a lot of drug testing. And there it is. And there's the checkout process right there. Check the box. And notice you could people can purchase from more than one person, from more than one vendor in one purchase transaction. You can also download this as a PDF and send it to someone for approval. Isn't that cool? Oh, my stars. Okay. And I forgot to show this when I was showing my flyer. We also generate your own marketing flyer. So there's a good example where they could have broken it up into paragraphs, would have looked a bit better. But that is their multi-page PDF. Not fancy, but it gets it done. And it gives them a PDF file in case somebody needs to print out what was in the shopping cart for approval to purchase. And they can add this basic purpose marketing flyer that auto generates. Again, includes your QR code of your contact information. So, Gigi, when are you going to start using this in Pakistan? When are you going to start selling your services? That's what I want to know.
Oh, I've
As
already set up my
sorry.
user web store, as you mentioned, and I'm already sharing it with clients. I'm sharing it with fellow attorneys in case they want to refer me over to somebody else, a potential client. And for example, I have a lot of friends who practice criminal law, corporate law, but they don't practice family law. So sometimes they get clients who have family cases, pending litigation, or somebody, their ex-wife decided to institute a case against them. So that's when they use this, and they basically my user web store is something that they can give to the potential client, and that's how they'll see everything that I offer.
Now, the domain that you own, are you pointing it at your store yet?
Oh yes, yes, I am.
Oh, let's just try that so that people can see. So you market your brand name, and there's Gigi's, right? GigiCon.com. What a great
Yep.
domain. Okay. And then she needs, okay, this is a great point. She needs to purchase the security certificate from her domain registrar that does the forwarding. So she should do that. And then so that they can skip that process. And then you click continue to the site, and there it is. And so she's marketing GigiCon.com.
Stop. Can
Okay.
you show that again while you're sharing your screen? We can see your screen.
Oh, my stars. I should have done that. Thank you so much. So, so if I type ggcon.com, and then you notice that it redirects right to your full Toolkit.law user web store with her personalized slug right at the end. And I'm gonna show it in the incognito window in a private browser session. I want to see if I can get it to come up again. Many non-technical users make the mistake of not purchasing. Yes, the security certificate. And what this means is this full web address is HTTP, not HTTPS. That means secure. So for a few dollars a year, you need to purchase a security certificate so that they can continue to the site, as it indicates right there. And of course, because we're an e-commerce platform at Toolkit.law, we are a secure site. Now it redirects onto her page. Okay. And everything you need to know about this vendor, you can move either the services first or the about first. She can break this into 3 different paragraphs that'll be easier to read, especially also on mobile. By the way, in Chrome, when you resize on Chrome, it automatically switches to the mobile device view when you resize like that. So you can see that that would be very difficult to read on a mobile device. And remember that 67% of all web page browsing in the world is on mobile devices, between
Yeah.
60 to 67%. It'll soon be 7 out of 10 pages. So whenever you design something, this should probably be broken into 4 paragraphs, right? 4
Right.
paragraphs. But it works, right? All of her contact information is auto-generated right here, right? They can add a V card. Oh, you need oh yeah, there's her QR code with all of her contact. So if they're at the desktop, they can scan this on their mobile device, or if they're on their desktop, they can download the V card, which is the file format for Apple Address Book and Google Contacts, Microsoft Outlook, Yahoo Contacts, and all the basic contact managers. It's the .vcard file format that nobody knows about, but it's only been around for about 30 years.
Yep.
Okay. Or as we say, before Gigi was born. Okay. We also provide access to some common tools on the right that can benefit you and them. But this is 99%. This is about you. It's free. It's part of the Toolkit.law plans. Even if you sign up for a 6-month free trial, you can still do this. But how do you set it up? And that's what's next. So you go into, again, Toolkit.law, you go into settings, and you can, and of course, I'm going to show this. How do you know whether or not you're signed in?
Is that a question from me? I know.
No, it's rhetorical. So if this pop-up menu shows up, if this pop-up modal or Windows shows up, then you're not logged in yet. Okay. But if you close this, see how it says login or sign up? See how that's still orange? That's still orange. That means you're not signed in. Same in the top right corner here. Top right corner here. So you can log in here, you can log in here, or you can log in from the pop-up message that greets you on the home screen. You log in. I always love to do the accounts set up with one of your Google profiles. It's the easiest way to do it. And then there's my site. There's what I test under, Tom at tomking.com. My legal persona, right? And now I'm logged in. I can see that because that's now black. That's not orange. So let's go into settings here, or go into settings here, and you literally just fill out each accordion. And of course, that's what we call our expandable, collapsible areas. These are what we call our vertical accordions. Nothing needs to be added here because that was collected when you created your account. Again, basic information. Okay. Male or female, because that's all there is in life. And if you're going to argue about that with me, not my problem. Contact information. Again, be complete here. Why? Because this is going to show you, this is going to appear in your profile. It's going to appear on your user web store. And that's what you need to remember. It's going to appear on your user web store. So get the numbers right, get the web addresses right, get your scheduling platform right, customer support. Okay. If within settings you need our help, check out customer support. And of course, we have different subject, different reasons to contact us, but we defaulted to technical support or support inquiry. Okay. Now let's go to dating connections. Ha ha ha. This is a feature that we'll be rolling out so that if you're single within your professional life, you may come across that right person. If you're married, this isn't for you. Right, Gigi?
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Okay. So you're, relation, if you don't want this visible on your site, you don't have to have it visible. So you can just turn it off. And if you're married, you should not be showing this. I'm not. I'm hoping to find that right person. Gigi, I'll find that person for you if you'll find them for me.
Oh, we've got a deal, Tom.
That's a deal. Okay, let's go under education. So these are our user data, these are our data boxes, and you want to be clean and crisp with the information you put here, your institution, your degree, and the year of completion. Okay. Why is that important? Because when it comes to your user web store, it's going to add this information under your education, and you can see that listed. Okay. And it's not just university work. It can be certificates of completion, such as a mediator or arbitrator completion. I also list the fact under education that I've taught at law schools before. Okay, so that's always something good to put. Okay, so put your institutions here. Next, emergency information. Okay, I don't need to show that, but that actually goes somewhere else. That goes into your doctor, into your medical information in the self section, and it pulls it up here. Okay, the doctor section. Hey, Gigi, see how that keeps highlighting that? Well, we need to tell technical support to fix that today.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go back to you see how the cooking's done in the kitchen at Toolkit.law. We find a problem, we solve it immediately. So remember this. This header left toolbar, this is your customizable 15 bookmarks. We provide them as defaults, but you can customize these. These are the 15 different web links that I use outside of Toolkit.law. Okay. And that's what the header left toolbar is. But now back, you set up, this keeps track of internal payments that you've received and sent. But here is where you set up how you get paid or do payments. So to send and receive money, right now we support Stripe and PayPal, and we are coming up with others. If you're connected, it'll indicate that you need to disconnect, or if you're not connected, that you can connect. I use Stripe. Please use these links here. These links are video links, or support links on the vendor's website. So there's the vendor's website. Here's their help section, which they call support. And then here's their setup video that we found on YouTube, okay, which was very helpful. So use these. This will probably be the most difficult thing you do on Toolkit.law. We are really working to make this easier, but right now, whether you're setting up Stripe or PayPal, it's not easy. It's not easy. And we are working to streamline that, but that's a reflection of the platforms themselves, such as Stripe and PayPal. I actually prefer Stripe over PayPal. Many of you will have PayPal over Stripe. Go with what you know. Go with what you know. Now, whenever you make purchases, your purchases are going to be listed here. Okay. And I would point out that we have all this additional information that you can print out, that you can download, or that you can copy, okay, to validate the purchase, okay? Then you can keep track of all of your sales here. So when people make purchases, you automatically get emailed that it occurred, that it's your job to fulfill it. It's your job to fulfill it. Now, here you have to list all of your different services. all of your different services. Notice that I start the first word lowercase. Why do I do that? Because look how it lists a service. It lists, that's one field of information. That's a second field of information. And then it continues the sentence there. So you'll list it as arbitrator sales. You'll list the unit of service costing the amount you want to charge. Then Toolkit.law adds a bit for the money we make on the transaction. So when you put in the price, you put in what you want to receive, then we take care of the math for you. But that's very important when setting up your user web store. Very important. And again, the shopping carts are just so clean, but if you want to delete that you did that, you can zero it out. If you want to do an inquiry to the vendor, you can do an inquiry to the vendor, and it gives them all the information here, and then the user will just finish typing right there. So that's a great way to reach out to a vendor. And then when you want to check out, that's a lot of checking out. Okay. Then when you want to check out, you complete the transaction. You pay, right? And you go here and you get final confirmation. And then notice that it launches you to whichever payment platform you've selected. And here I'm going to say, heck no, I do not want to purchase that. Okay. But God bless these people. And if I want to zero these out, I could do it in the shopping cart, and I can do it for all the transactions at once, or I can do it manually here. So again, if I go to checkout, oh, I'm on my own services. I can't do that. Let's go to National Screening Center's User Web Store, NSC. And I have all these services in here, and I go to the shopping cart. Notice it tells me how many services I've added into the cart. And if I want to delete each of these individually, or if I want to increase the amounts or decrease the amounts, or if I want to clear out the whole thing, and there you go. And you can go back home. Okay. Now, again, it all starts in the settings section. It all starts in the settings section. Okay. If you have social media sites, you want to list these. Why? Because when it comes time to go to your user web store, let's take a look at my user web store. Notice how it adds all these social media icons and adds the web links. You don't have to lift a finger. We automatically add those if you want those to show up. Okay. Do you want them seen? Yes or no? Do you want your web store visible, or do you just want to build it and work on it? Yes or no? Are you an individual or displays an organization? You pick that. The profile will come either from your social media account or an avatar that you select. Okay. I like to use the social media account that I use to sign in to my Toolkit.law account, which for me is a Google account. Okay. We have a number of different headers to pick from. That's going a bit slow. Okay. So it's lawyers, it's doctors that may be legal experts, it's IT people that cater to the legal professionals, it's court reporters, it's marketers that market to attorneys. You can pick whichever background you want. Now let's launch that. Okay, and again, there you go. So there's the store. There are my social media platforms that people can go check out. Here are my services. Here is my about information that gets carried through to my marketing flyer as well. My education. It's a one-page web store. It's everything you need to be a modern legal professional. Have them find it, use your own domain to point to it to bring them here for marketing purposes. I don't do it with that domain, but so that was a bad example. There's a flyer that they can download, and then we give you the ability to link to any outside scheduling platform that you use. I love cal.com, cal.com. It's free, and if you want to add your branding on top of it, then it's only $17 US a month. Okay? And then when they schedule it, the messaging that you'll do will say, go back here and purchase the service, right? Because I require that all services be purchased. Okay, so this all gets done, and then you get the money within 72 hours. See if there's anything else I want to point out to you. So there's you pick your header background, your header artwork, you pick the order. Do you want the services first or the about section first? I always like to list the services first. I like to do a tight, short paragraph. Okay. Notice that we have a User Webstores video and a User Webstores flyer to help you here. Then add your professional information. This is also added on to the User Webstore and the companion marketing flyer. So again, you just work through all of these accordions, and then you fill out all of settings. Again, the hardest one that be most time consuming will be setting up your Stripe or your PayPal account and connecting them here. And we give you all the support information that you need here. Of course, if you need to contact us from within settings, we do make customer support available. And so you can just email us right from there if you need additional help after you've reached out to PayPal or after you've reached out to Stripe. Because 95% of the time, the issue is just connecting the accounts with them and what they require Okay. And then you will automatically show up in our vendor marketplace. Okay. You'll show up there. Then you'll go to, they'll maybe stumble across tomking.com. And then they'll have a number of options. They can chat with us. They can chat with you over Toolkit.law chatter. They can generate an email. They can generate a phone call. They can text you, or they can go to your web store. Notice that when we have transactions completed, yep, there's the new background that I implemented. See how that came up? Notice that our transactions don't take place in the vendor marketplace. They take place on your store, So when you set this up, we generically give you some other slug. Change it to something tight, short, and sweet. And that's probably the last thing I want to show you is then when you go to your User Web Store and you decide what domain, I don't even know if this is set up right now, but you put in the domain that you want to point here. Now, we don't do the redirect. We do not do the redirect. Okay? We do not do the redirect. You have to do that on your own domain registrar, okay? But we give you the ability to test it. I probably need to fix this. Let's see if it works. I'll be surprised. It's been a while since, yeah, look at that. It did. So apparently I already have Texas Modern Mediation, Texas being the jurisdiction in which I practice. So I have a domain called Texas Modern Mediation, and I can test it from here, and it redirected it here. But you set it up at GoDaddy or whatever registrar you use. Gigi, what registrar did you use?
I used GoDaddy.
Out of Pakistan. Okay,
Yep.
interesting. Okay, so they must be pretty dominant. So these are the User Web Stores for 90% of legal professionals, including lawyers, attorneys, barristers, depending on the country you're in, legal assistants, paralegals, substance abuse testers, court reporters, videographers, expert witnesses. This is a great way to have a one-page website that addresses everything you need except scheduling. And then the scheduling, you just add it, we automatically add the scheduling link of whichever scheduler you plug in. So this is a great way, even if you're in law school, get your profile set up now. Get it to start to write now. Buy your domain now. It's going to be, you might be first name, last name, city name, attorney, right? And I know I misspelled that, but whatever. It might be Muhammad Ali Islamabad attorney, right? It might be Jorge Gonzalez Mexico City Family Law.com. Whatever it is, get that domain early and plug it in and make it your email address that you use. And we'll also have it set up to where they can not only send you an email, but you know where the email came from, right? Inquiry from your user web store at toolkit.law. Gigi, are there any last things you can think about that you believe users need to know about our user web stores?
Well, I think you covered about everything, right? About everything.
Be sure to go to the help section, toolkit.law, go to the help section and look at every one of these accordions, including how to set up your payments and transactions. That'll be very helpful. Okay. How to set up all the other accordions and setup and configuration. But then go and do user web stores. And I might add, be sure to go to our tools section to our app store and download all of our apps because I'll show it on a.
Can you share your screen again, Tom?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So remember, in toolkit.law, go to the tools section, go to our app store, and here for all the platforms that you utilize. Okay, we support the Apple platform, we're coming out with Gmail, Calendar, Contacts, Google Meet, the Toolkit.law Assistant, all the Microsoft platforms we support, Android and Apple platform, mobile platforms we support, computers coming out with the Windows app soon. We have special things for Samsung. And of course, we support all the web browsers. And you want to install all these apps from our app store, which of course are free. And then I'm using blank.org just so you can see this. And this is the Toolkit.law Assistant. And the Toolkit.law Assistant is fantastic because it's a great companion tool for whenever you are on Toolkit.law or you are off Toolkit.law. Anyway, this concludes this session on Toolkit.law user web stores. Thank you.